Eminem, you said is bad.
Yeah, so it's Revival, first album since Marshall Mathers LP2, which was the album after Recovery, which was
Mhm.
his, big comeback sobriety album. That's where Not Afraid, Love the Way You Lie are from. So those are his three albums since 2010. And this album is just, it's so corny, it's so cringeworthy. And despite Eminem basically trolling Trump, he's been doing it before the album came out with that
Mhm.
BET freestyle thing. And like he's picking begging for a fight, and Trump, the guy who never keeps his mouth shut, hasn't said a word about it, which
Irrelevant.
makes Eminem look horrible, personal, in my opinion. Um, but he's been picking a fight with Trump, a guy that a lot of his fan base probably voted for, and it's Eminem's a guy who he's like anyone in hip hop. When we talk about the best MCs in the game, we never consider Eminem and his technical ability because in between records he just goes the fuck away. He's a fucking recluse, and the fact that now he's gonna come out and be all righteous and pro gay, pro diversity, it's a very liberal mindset, in
Mhm.
2017. I don't even know if I can buy that from him because he's a guy who his whole persona, his whole career is built off not giving a fuck who he offended. Oh, but now you're actually like kind of a good person just because you got sober. Now I just don't know if I buy any of this. But even if my opinions of Eminem as a person aside, the music is just bad. Look at this track list, look at the features, and you might mistake it for the Suicide Squad album. You got
Oh
X
no.
Ambassadors and Pink and Ed Sheeran and Skylar Grey, his favorite fucking singer. I don't know what else Skylar Grey does besides wait for Eminem to give her a phone call. Um,
She did kill
this,
on SNL though, so shout out Skylar Grey.
yeah, and she actually does a lot of writing for people too. But like,
Mhm.
can you do work for anyone else, please? The
Oh,
song reminds.
Beyonce's on here, dude. Come on. Oh, we already knew
Oh,
that though.
oh yeah, Walk on Water. This fucking like hymn
Horrible
where
single.
it gives you it pretends to tell you, oh, this album's gonna be like Jay-Z's 444. Eminem's mature and questioning his career decisions, and he's really woke and self-aware now. Just fucking kidding. Eminem still is so preoccupied about how many words he can rhyme in fucking sentences, all the stupid parlor tricks. I mean, let's look at fucking Hobson. Hobson is really good at technical rapping. Does he make good songs? No. Eminem, you used to make good songs. We don't care if you're really good at rapping. It doesn't make
It,
good music. But he does all these stupid things. And when you're focused on rhyming, just to rhyme, the lyricism isn't there. And you can look through any of these songs and it's fucking like seventh grade intellect. It's not smart. Like, what's it called? Untouchable. That's that thing with the white boy chant. The fucking cringe, man. I can't fucking handle it. And then the song Remind Me, that samples I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. Rick Rubin made this song. Eminem, why are you doing that? Like, what drove you to think that was a good idea? Like, anywhere you look on this, it's just bad music. And the song with Alicia Keys is where his most uh, vocal, obvious Trump dig is. But again, like the songs aren't that good. Like it's just, he can't focus on what he wants to do. Part of him wants to be really woke. Part of him wants to be political. Part of him wants to be the old school hip hop head guy, and part of him wants to be the guy that just technically rhymes really well. There's no cohesion. It's a bad album.
well, I don't really have anything to add to that. I had no interest in listening to this album. It's interesting though, because like you told me you'll look up the track list. Kalani's on there.
You
Pink,
like Kalani, yeah.
Ed Sheeran. Like he got some talent, but I just yeah, I don't think Eminem at this point has his fastball anymore. It's kind of
It's also
sad.
77 minutes long, which is way
Uh,
too long.
which
Come
we
on.
always talk about how succinct albums are the best albums. So only check out Eminem if you're a sadist or a masochist.